Welcome to my day 18 raw. It is really late. However, welcome. And I'm really going to be making something very simple this late day. I'm going to be making, this is what I've been eating for the last, primarily for the last couple of days, outside of the salad that I had yesterday. So the day before yesterday and the day before, so basically Friday and Saturday, this is what I was eating. And then Sunday I had a nice big giant salad. And now we are at the latter part of Monday. Almost going into the next day now. And I'm eating celery and peanut butter again. That's what I'm eating. And so I'm just going to take the celery out the bag. It's very, very 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to grab a spoon for this peanut butter to scoop it on this plate and getting a napkin. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing good. And this is not going to be a super long live. I'm just making peanut butter and celery and grapefruits for um, my meal. So it's been a grapefruit peanut butter kind of pretty much week. You know, I had one salad this week so far, and or two salads. I've had two salads in the last week so far, and I believe that's all it has been. In the last few, like 4 days, I've had two salads. I haven't had a smoothie in about 3 days. I'm gonna make a smoothie a next video, and these are a little bit perspired, like from like whatever condensation in the fridge. So I'm just wiping them dry because I don't want my celery to be juicy. You can see the juice on the plate that's from the celery. And they were just in a celery pre-cut bag, which saved me a lot of time. I was grateful to find the pre-cut celery this particular time. The same person that makes their own salad dressing. I bought pre-cut celery this time just to give myself a break. Sometimes you don't want to do all the work that you can possibly do, you know. And usually I take the long way, but I'm like, let's just get the celery that's pre-cut, Victoria. And so that's what I did. So we are making celery and peanut butter tonight. And I have grapefruit here. And we're going to add some of these berries and golden raisins to make it like kind of like when I add raisins to peanut butter, it's always like peanut butter and jelly. If you ever did that before, comment below because peanut butter and jelly goes hard. And if you're not able to have regular jelly, but you're allowed to have peanut butter, then you're going to really enjoy the taste of um, like cranberries or raisins with celery and peanut butter. This is an accountability video. That's what this is. I've been raw for the last 18 days. This is my day 18 raw. And, you know, I've been doing a little bit of in and out traveling and I'm back stationary right now. But I'm going to be in constant motion, as my channel is called, for who knows how long. That's like my lifestyle for a while now. Being in constant motion has been my lifestyle for about 3 years, I would say. Since I made the channel, that's when my motion of being in and out of, you know, sticking bricks and on the road. That's been my life. And, you know, I have a home base and everything. I just find myself, based on my occupation, needing to take a nice little road trip. And so, but I'm back in my stick and bricks right now and able to make more um, um, smoothies. I really don't make smoothies on the road. I want to get one of those blenders that allow you to make smoothies on the road. USB blender. And like, it's not a big deal. Like, I've seen them at Target for $15. So I'll probably buy one this week, honestly. But like, I haven't even, I just figure when I'm on the road, because it's not for long spans of time, I figure I can just have celery, have salad, and drink water, have oranges and stuff like that. That's pretty much how I've handled my on the road moments. Now this is probably like, if I put the knife down the middle, you kind of can see this is a very loose peanut butter because it's all natural, organic, and the oils in there and stuff. This is probably roughly 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Okay, into 4 sticks of celery, broken into half, so it looks like 8. Um, I believe it was 4. So yeah, my point being, I go heavy on the protein if I'm gonna have peanut butter, because in my opinion, if I'm not gonna have an abundant salad or a 32-ounce smoothie that's gonna likely have flaxseed in it, which is full of fiber, then I won't feel very full. I have made it so far with allowing myself to have flax meal, peanuts, nuts, peanut butter on this raw journey. I do believe I need that protein source. I do believe I need that fat source. Um, hey, what's going on? Infinite consciousness. Yeah, so your name is beautiful. So, yeah, I'm just making a snack for sure. This is about 2 tablespoons. And like I was saying, when it comes to protein, I don't want to jip myself. I believe that when you don't have enough protein, you're, you're probably going to feel not as great. And I'm doing a lot of stuff that make me need, need that strength. And so I'm not shy with how much protein that I use. Okay, hey, it's the bistro. I hope I hope it is bistro because I'm reading upside down. I'm pretty sure that's your name. Hope you're doing good. So now what we're gonna do is just get into this grapefruit here. Um, I was gonna go ahead and peel it because I don't personally like all of the fibrous um, inside of I just like the fruit. I don't like all the how it has fiber inside. The white part, the skin, I don't like that. It's too bitter for me. When I was a kid, my mom used to cut grapefruit down the middle this way and then open it up, and then she would have like sugar that she would put so that and then she would get a spoon. I would like eat it that way. And I used to like grapefruit. It was always bitter. It still has that tangy taste, but as a kid, it's way more bitter to you. But I don't add sugar or any syrup or anything like that now. I just, what I have learned to do, because even back then I wasn't eating the fibrous skin. It's too bitter. Now when I make a smoothie, because what I do with ginger usually is I usually make a ginger grapefruit smoothie. And so what I usually find myself doing is just putting the whole entire grapefruit minus the peeling into the blender. So I take my grapefruit and I open it like this. And I'll just show you an example of how I get to the fruit. I peel off this part, the skin. And then I peel off the bottom. Might as well eat it because it's on there. I leave no fruit behind. Now it's sitting here like this. I peel off this little corner. And then I take it here. Now, what I do is I take this whole thing in my room, the whole fruit. I don't worry about, doing all this before getting it. I usually don't even take it all I just start eating it. Like now. This is so good. Anyway, that's how I get to the fruit. I have 2 of these to peel. And so, um, I don't, like I said, all I eat is the inner fruit part. But if I'm blending, everything goes in but the peeling. And if I make, like, say it's organic, the only time that I use the peeling as well as the um, seeds and every single thing is when it's an organic, like, farmer's market or personal fruit. I've only done it with my own personal lemon tree, but I know I'm open to like another person's personal tree as well, that they can vouch that it is, being fed organically and it's not, being pumped full of, all the non-good stuff and not being exposed to pollutants. You know, um, Nothing's perfect. Even our skies have pollutants in it. So we're not like really escaping everything, but you wash the produce and then you use the produce and you pray over it and go on about your day. And even this celery that I prepared with the peanut butter here, this celery is not organic. But I try to buy organic. The peanut butter is organic. The grapefruit, this is not organic either. But I will get to that place like I have been many times where everything is. Because if I have the ability to afford organic, I am not going to play with that. And I'm soon to start my garden. But if I don't have the ability to buy organic, then I'm not going to let that stop me either. So even if you get a pool that looks rough like that, that really doesn't matter. I like it to be prettier, but it's not going to change the delicious taste of the fruit. So we have the fruit peeled. So this is what we have here for my delicioso. And so now we're going to add these dried berries and golden raisins. What I'm going to do with this is just pour them in the middle. And that's good. That is a generous amount of raisins. These are cranberries, golden raisins, and cherries. And so I'm going to pour that in there. And that's it, you guys. This is the end of my freaking meal. This is my day 18 out of 19 raw. If you don't know anything about me, I went on a journey of weight loss and I lost 100 pounds in 6 months 3 years ago. I went from 433 to 299. Since then, 3 years have gone by and I've gained 65 pounds. My start weight on August 1st, 2025 was 376. I weighed in on August 7th. My weight at that point was 364. I've lost 12 pounds. Now it's the 18th, and I will be doing another weigh-in update on the 20th of August. This is not all about weight loss. This is about health, because I feel like the byproduct of health is definitely a nice, healthy figure. And so I know that the weight in the next 3 years will balance itself to a place that's a standard of my healthy weight that I know I'm supposed to be. And I'm not looking for a really 100-pound 6 months at this time. I'm not focused on that right this time. I'm focused on overall changes in my diet and lifestyle and not like pivoting goals. When I lost that 100 pounds in 6 months, that was a pivot goal. That was me. Let me explain really quickly. Because this is not how I lost 100 pounds in 6 months. This is not how I did it at all. How I did it, just in case you're looking to lose weight, I can share how I did it. For the first 3 months of that journey, I was low carbing, okay? Low carb, hardcore. And then after that, the next 3 months, I was starch solutioning it. Completely the opposite of low carb. I was starch solutioning it. I went from low carb for 3 months, lost 50 pounds. Then I switched it up because I was like, oh my God, I broke my low carb with one orange. It was actually it was a bag of cuties. I remember I bought a bag of cuties to break my 3-month low carb journey to migrate into a starch solution plan, which I went into for the next 90 days. And I noticed, like all the videos say, oh yeah, you'll lose 10 pounds a month. And I'm like, okay. And that was true. For the first 2 months, I lost 10 pounds, another 10 pounds, and I was 20 pounds in 2 months. Effortlessly. Was not working out. Was just eating potatoes and broccoli. I literally would get one of those big giant metal pans for Thanksgiving or something, and I would put frozen broccoli, fill that whole tray with frozen broccoli, and then get the big old bag of russet potatoes and fill that whole thing up with russet potatoes, bake them suckers, and I was eating that for the next 20 days, or it was 90. But I noticed with that regimen. It was very boring, very mundane. But you know what? I wasn't focused on flavors. I was focused on, hey, they say eat potatoes and vegetables. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna have 50-50 plates until the freaking sun don't shine. Anyway, after that happened, next thing I know, I moved into the last 30 days. And I'm like, you know what? It's not rocket science. If all I lost was 10 pounds per month and I'm on the third month and I have a 50-pound goal and I'm going to be shy of 20 pounds, if I'll do something. So I did something. The something that I did was fasting. I began fasting. And I began fasting because I wanted to hit my goal. This is what you call a pivot weight loss strategy. I was pivoting myself, using that compass to guide me as I could see what was going to be my success, my most successful possible route. I did what I had to do. And I successfully fasted in increments of like maybe 3 days, maybe 5 days. You can check out my channel, and I do talk about it as I was reporting how I lost the weight. It was more fresher, but I just know I began fasting, and not even water fasting, you guys. The fasting I was doing was allowing myself, I remember drinking Armor, those Armor drinks. I remember drinking the Armor drinks, and sometimes it was the light one and sometimes it was the full sugar one. I don't think I ever went sugar free. I would have coconut water. I would have vitamin water. I would have water. I had coffee. I was just knowing that I'm going to pretty much do fluids and, nothing milky. And the coffee, I'm sure I put milk in there or some kind of cream. I'm sure I did. And so I was just on another page, and my body it just did it for me in Jesus' name. My body just did it for me. And I lost that weight. I was also, let's just not forget, when you have a high start weight, you will drop weight more in a more rapid manner. And also, your metabolism, your age, and all these things that come into play. But also, let's not forget, my mindset was on 100. I was determined. So you got to actually, I think it was mindset. I'm just going to give first God credit for that success, and then second, mindset. It was my mindset in the Lord that had me focus on, hey, I'm going to do this. This is my outcome. I said I'm going to lose this 100 pounds in 6 months. I'm doing that. And that's how I got to that place. Now, anyway, I just thought I'd share that little pinch of a story for anybody that's curious. I've mentioned in many of my lives that I have lost 100 pounds in 6 months. And I just wanted to make sure I expound on how I did it, because this right here is not how I lost my 100 pounds in 6 months. But this is what I'm doing right now, because this is not about weight loss this time. Right now, this is about health. It's about making a change in my dietary and my mental and my spiritual and my overall well-being for the rest of my life. This is not about, oh my God, I want to lose this weight. I'm going to lose this weight doing this over the next 3 years. I'm going to be the body that God has ordained me to be, which is a healthy figure in the next 3 years. And I'm not looking for 6 months success. I'm not looking to say, hey guys, I lost 100 pounds in 2 weeks. No, I'm not looking for that. I did it already, and it doesn't always last. This right here, not necessarily being raw, but making these kind of decisions with my life is what's going to last. I'm not looking, the scale is not going to hinder, or it will motivate the scale, but it's not going to hinder me, because the scale is not my compass. My compass is eat real food, eat healthy vegetables, eat produce, eat, when it comes back to cooking, eat real food, eat produce. And I'm really thinking about, when it comes to meat, I'm not anti-meat. I'm not anti-meat, but I do believe that you should eat the best quality meat. I'm trying to put myself in a position to get back to that top tier food. I'm used to working hard to eat good, and that's how I do it. So in my opinion, it's worth it. We work hard. What are we doing? You do what you want, but I believe in high quality food for my, when I work hard. I'm working hard to live long. So I'm not going to work hard and eat crap and know that's shortening my life because of eating that doesn't support my system. So I'm trying to eat to support my system. So, when it comes to meat, there's a wonderful website that I ran into. I've never bought from them. They're not paying me to say this, but the brand, the website is called Whitaker Farms, and Whitaker Farms is a website where they sell meat, and the meat that they're selling is chicken, turkey, beef, pork, and I think and fish, I think. And so they sell it in all kind of ways. But the thing about them is that their meat does not contain any vaccinations, any hormones, and it's very, it's like it is farm raised. Obviously, it's pasture fed, and it's not corn finished. This is the most high quality meat you're going to find, because when you have corn finished animal meat, Just so you know, corn is the number one crop produced with genetically modified organisms. So as long as it's genetically modified and it's organisms and it's corn, it's going to the animal to finish feeding them with this corn. You are eating GMO food, which is you are what you eat. You are eating a GMO creature. You are eating GMOs. I don't really care for GMOs. I don't think that that's the way that it should be. I don't want to make excuses for why GMOs exist. I don't care. I don't want it. I'm avoiding it. And I'm sure I've had some GMOs. Like I say, this grapefruit could be a GMO. It's not organic. But I'm eating this and I'm going to keep eating it till I can buy my organic again. It's okay. But I'm telling you one thing, I'm not striding to stay right here. I'm striding to get to that higher ground because that's where I know I belong and that's where I'm going to get to. So, and I believe that everybody has their own desires, their own, and also education, knowledge, understanding. Maybe you haven't gone through any kind of turbulence in your life to where your health became a very strong, important factor to you. Maybe you haven't seen loved ones experience things that made you realize, maybe I should make my health a priority. And maybe, I hope you don't let it get to that point because, just trying to be honest with you, most of us don't make decisions for our health until we start feeling uncomfortable in our health. When we start feeling like, I'm not feeling like I used to feel, or, what is this element I'm feeling is kind of lingering, and oh my God, my immune system is not bouncing back like it should, or whatever is going on that is not supposed to be going on. That's when we start getting freaked out, want to go to the doctor. The doctor is going to put you on a prescription because his goal is to do what he was taught to do in med school, and that's to put you on medicine. And I'm not here to doubt doctors because there's some doctors saving lives out here in these streets. But I'm just saying what they're taught to do is to prescribe you that medicine. And that is what they're taught to make sure they do. And you want to get some, excuse me, got a little thing in my throat. But if you want to get some real helpful advice, then you want to see a holistic doctor, not just a doctor. See, a doctor and a doctor and a doctor. A doctor is not a doctor, is not a doctor. You need to find a doctor that's aligned with what it is we're discussing and what we're supposed to be trying to lead with, which is healthy, organic as possible food. Naturopathic food. The food that God made for us to be able to find our healing in our bodies, and for God made it for our healing of our bodies. We just happen to live in a nation, where we have been exposed to all the fast food in the world. We've been encouraged to eat it. I use the microwave. I have taken breaks from it before, but I currently use the microwave. I use a calculator. I have an AI app on my phone. I understand what it feels like to want to have fast food. I've had plenty of it. We're in a nation where everything is going fast. But I promise you, I am taking the time for this diet. I'm taking the time. I don't care where I'm at, how it's going. I am going to take the time to go to that produce section. And if all I can grab is bananas, okay, and have a mono day of food, I'm going to have bananas and mono it out. I can buy a jar of peanut butter and have some bananas and drink some water. I can roll with that. You know why? Because peanut butter is going to fill me up. Bananas are sweet. I mean, did you ever have peanut butter and banana sandwiches as a kid? Was that something that you did? I did that because I watched this one movie when I was a kid. I never did it until I watched this one movie as a kid. It was The Babysitter's Club. Put your hand up if you've seen The Babysitter's Club. I'm 37. So that movie came out when I was like, 6? And so I remember the father, he was an absentee father who was trying to take his daughter on a little daddy date. And he made her favorite sandwich, and it was peanut butter and banana. And I've never had that at that point in my life. And I was like, that sounds cool. I want to try that. And I remember I tried it. I made it myself one day. And I tried it, and I really liked it. I think I liked it the same way that, we like certain cereals because it just looks cool. In my brain, I was convinced that that's the best way to, eat a sandwich, eat it with banana, eat it with peanut butter. And I mean, it tastes pretty good, So to this very day, I enjoy banana in my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So yeah, go to the produce section, get you some bananas, go down the aisle, grab you some peanut butter, and I promise you, that could do you for the day when you're trying to eat raw and not branch out into bags of chips and branch out into, you know, all these different public restaurants that offer us sandwiches and french fries and soda cokes. Have some water. I got these little packs of it's like a, you can think of it as like Kool-Aid. These are this brand is called True Lemon. Oops. And this brand, these are sweetened with real limes and also real fruit. And there's no artificial flavorings in this. It's simple, clean ingredients. I don't know if you can see that. It's non-GMO. And inside of here, the sweetener of choice is stevia. I'm a stevia connoisseur. I believe that stevia is really really the best non-sugar type sweetener. And I don't know if that's the right way to put it, because I believe also in like date syrup and coconut sugar. But when you think about when you don't want the sugar calories, let's put it that way. If you're wanting to get away from the calories, right, then you want to use stevia. But if you have a little room to have those calories, then you can have, you know, the more of the syrup-based sweeteners. At least that's what I think. But if I'm like, okay, I don't want to have the syrup. Like I had a strong maple syrup um, ingredient used for like the first like 4 or 5 days of my raw journey. But I said, let me stop using maple syrup because I was just using it way too strongly. And so I haven't used it since like day 4 or 5. But I did buy some date syrup, and I'll add that to a certain smoothie or to my tea, because I'm a tea drinker. And so I basically will add that there. And basically, you know, I try my best to be, you know, not heavy-handed with all of that. So I did not intend on cutting my grapefruit up to this degree, but if you ever go to like the produce department, I'm sorry, the refrigerated like health section in like a Walmart, they have, you know, the grapefruit in that cold, big old, probably like 52-ounce type container, and you'll just see grapefruit looking like this, and they're floating around. And this stuff here is what tastes good. So I probably won't cut up the rest of the grapefruit because honestly I just was talking so much and I got into a kind of a roll. But I think I'm going to sum up my video. It's been 28 minutes. I had a good time. I've expressed myself thoroughly, and I hope I've helped somebody. I want to thank you guys. God bless. Have a wonderful day. This is Tori here, Constant Motion. Peace.